Hey everyone, Danny from DJD Books, and today I have another Lego minifigures opening for you all. And today I've got another two bags. I think if every time I continue with this in the series I'm going at the minute, I'm going to stick to two. So I think every single installment of this, I'd say two. So that would mean this will be like a 6-episode series, which I kind of like. But yeah, update before we get started. Obviously, we've got the turkey, we have the dragon, we have the chestnut, which when feeling out these two, I found like 4 of these guys. So I'm assuming these are just incredibly common. But again, it was like a bunch of packs on a wall, so it must have been from multiple box. And obviously the snowman. So yeah, again, like the last ones, I do feel them, so I do have a brief idea what I think they could be, although I could have made a mistake. Not everyone's perfect with this, so yeah. Let's get started, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Now, opening up the first bag, I'm kind of excited this, and it should be... Oh, yes, it's what I thought it would be. So yeah, if you just lift out all these parts, I think you can tell who it's going to be. And it is the elf girl. I just get the parts out. I think the main piece to feel for is actually, so the first piece I actually felt was like the studs and the 1x2s, but then like this piece here, the dome piece, really gave it away, plus the hair. Plus I did feel short legs, so it was kind of obvious like one of two characters, only 2 characters have short legs in the CMF, so yeah, let's get to building the character. So yeah, here we have the elf girl, who is essentially, I think, a remake of the Series 11 elf. Spare pieces you get build for another house, which you can see inside of the dome there. The pigtails are actually rubbery, sort of, so you can move them a little bit, but obviously they don't stay there. But the rest is just plastically molded, which I think is fine. Her accessories are obviously this little dome piece, which is really cool with the house inside. It reminds me a little bit of the Home Alone house, and you can also remove that if you wanted to remove the house, but since you get spares of it, I don't think you need to. I love the simplistic torso print on the front and back. I think that's kind of cute. And the dual molded legs. I don't know, would you call this triple or double? Because I'd call this double/triple, depending on what you're talking about. Because you've got the green and the white, but then you've got the green at the bottom. So it's not like, so I'm doing this would be like triple molded. So yeah, this triple molded leg print, triple molded legs with some printing on the front and sides to represent her little shoes, which I think is really cute. And she does have a second face with a little bit of a smile. I think the light green arms do sort of work for her. I think just really just depending on what your opinion on. You may just prefer it to be the same colour as the torso, which I guess is fine. So yeah, that is the elf. Now, moving on to the second pack. Now, how I'm actually doing this in terms of like finding them in shops, I'm actually just searching them until I find like 2 I haven't got. So that's how I normally been operating with this. And yes, it is a new one. I was really worried at one point that I messed up because of the short legs, which we'll see right in a minute. And it is the Fairy Girl, which honestly I think is a top character in this CMF. So yeah, let's get the parts out. Oh, the head's down here. So yeah, let's build her up. So yeah, so we have the Candy Fairy, which I think is a really cool character. The only spare you get is her little tiara, which I think is a fine spare to get. And I think the real main highlight for this CMF is this beautifully molded Candy Cane piece. Oh my gosh, I think this is like the only reason why anyone should get this character in the CMF. Although if you look at the character, it is quite a nice character. The tiara is removable. The hair is really cute. Turn it around, you do get this second face of her being really chipper. This is definitely just the highlight. So let's remove the basic part of this minifigure, and let's continue. Wings actually have printing on, which I think is really cool. Now, I need to remove the wings actually, because like, I can't tell, because it may be like this if I just remove this. Although it's from like, yeah, there is a slight bit of printing on the back. I was worried for a second there wasn't any printing on the back, because that would be very disappointing for a £3.50 minifigure. The front printing is quite nice. You get a nice little tiara piece, which I think is dual molded because you have the printing here and the piece there, and then the white at the bottom, which matches her white short legs with a little bit of candy printing, with a little bit of candy printing right there, which I think is quite adorable. So yeah, that is the Candy Fairy, which I think is one of the best CMFs in this, best characters in the CMF because of that candy cane piece, because it's such a useful thing, especially getting the Winter Village set. I don't remember if I saw any of the piece in that Winter Village set, because if there is, it should be in more sets, I think. So yeah, that is the Candy Fairy. So yeah, looking at the characters we got the fairy, the Candy Fairy, and the Elf Girl, which I think are 2 pretty cool characters in the wave. I think the Elf Girl maybe on the slightly lower side, but I think her accessory is kind of cute. So mainly, I think this minifigure also, if you got like a ton of elves, like if you got the Elf Clubhouse Winter Village set from like I think 2 years ago, I want to say, because I think last year was the Santa's Visit set. This year is the Main Street set, which I think that's beautiful. And if you have Hogsmeade, they would go perfectly together, which is one of the reasons I'm tempted to get it. But again, it's £90. It's not something I collect, so yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's these two characters. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in another video. Okay, guys, goodbye.